Hello, sisters. So I have this friend who got married a few years ago. Okay. She's been with the man for more than 6 years, and they have 2 kids together. The man stays abroad and visits once a year. They had their kids before they got married. She always complained of the man not paying attention to her and not treating her well, even before they got married. Whenever he's in the country, he prefers the company of his friends and is rarely at home. The man forced her to stop working when she was pregnant with a second-born. He refuses to let her work unless that work pays a lot, which sadly she doesn't have the qualifications for. He sometimes threatens not to give her money for upkeep if she doesn't conform to his will. Any idea she gets for a business is shot down by the man, or he tells her to register it in his name. She said she thought the man will change after they got married, but things actually have become worse. He always finds a way to start a fight with her and sometimes uses harsh words on her. His friends know how he treats his wife, and some of them also insult her. He even supports them when they do that. He gives off the impression that he's more interested in their son and that he is in her and their daughters' lives.
He is in her and their daughters' lives.
Yeah. Her daughter noticed this behavior and asked why her dad doesn't like her. She's getting more and more frustrated in the marriage, and she's depressed, seeking your advice. Yeah, that's... Rosie, I'm coming to you.
You see, the world is supposed to be a man's world because that's what they say it is. But you are actually in charge of your own future. You are dating somebody, yes. To start with, long-distance relationships come with their own challenges because you can be married to somebody, in her case, for 6 years, but actively you've probably been married for just 6 months or probably 8 months because of all the 6 years, he comes down once a year, that's 1 month. And even within the 1 month crowd, when he comes, he spends time with his friends. So technically, you guys have been married for just like 4 months. Okay, that's aside. When you are doing long distance things, you need to prepare your mind for some of these things. However, the time that the man comes into town, you would expect that the man should value your relationship so much to want to spend time with you. 1. 2, a man who is courting you, who gets verbally abusive, for me, it is a no-no. Number 3, it's one thing you verbally abusing your partner because sometimes you get very familiar. So when things happen, just on the spur of the moment, you might say certain things. But the moment you are comfortable with your friends abusing your partner, it means that not only do you not respect your partner, but you are actually allowing your friends to disrespect your partner along with you. I don't know what kind of a relationship that is to want to cement with a marriage. So yes, kids have come. Kids are a beautiful thing. And you see, why would you want to seal this deal with marriage? Unless, of course, like she hinted, maybe the man is the financial backbone of their relationship. That's fine. So you got married, that's fine. Now you come with business ideas. This man is always saying that don't do it, or even if you have to do it, register it in my name and make sure that it is XYZ paying, otherwise don't do it. This is my take. This is a man who wants to keep you under his thumb. This is a man who wants to control you. This is the man who wants you to come begging him each time for every dime that you want. So listen, my dear, luckily for you, it's a long-distance relationship. Start your own business on your own. Start saving on your own. Start investing on your own. Because check this. This man can walk out of your lives with no explanation.
Right.
I won't be surprised if he did that. But you cannot walk out of the lives of the 2 children that you have without an explanation. You can't even do it to begin with. You can't even think to do it to begin with. So, my dear, like I keep telling most women, look, when you're in such a relationship, we understand that some relationships, because of financial issues, it becomes very difficult to exhibit common sense. Or for some of us who are okay financially, you can't really understand the pain that that person who is not financially sound, who may not know how to cater for her children for the next 3 months is going through. But however, you can start from somewhere. There are people who have started small, investing small, doing small trade here and there. You don't have to declare everything, because this is a man who doesn't seek your interest. Him to disrespect you and allow his friends to disrespect you, abuses you, I mean, that's, for me, that is a huge red flag. And it's not going to get better. Marriage doesn't make horrible attitudes get better. In fact, sometimes when you thought that the man was an angel, you get married and you realize that, oh, you are shocked with a lot of surprises. You understand? So there's no way he's going to get better. And the more you grow, sometimes the less and less the opportunities around you are. I don't know if that's making sense. So now that you're in your prime and you're young, you have energy and all of that. And for your child, who is a lady, a daughter, to even notice this, you don't want that child to grow up thinking that this is how marriages are supposed to be. Because when you have children in such settings, it goes two ways. It can go two ways. The child can grow up saying that I don't want to be anything like my mother. Or they can grow up accepting that, well, this is how the world is. So when they meet another crooked man like this, they'll think that, oh, it's normal, and they'll subject themselves to such torture. So I think that I'm sad that today all the questions so far, leave. But I think that you should start planning financially to check out.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Savvy, let me come to you, Free to Win. I don't know how you feel about this.
Never mind, love. This guy does not like this woman. He doesn't like his own wife. For me, what it sounds like, it almost sounds like he felt that he was forced to marry her, that she was not his first choice. This is not the woman he wants to spend the rest of his life with. I would not be surprised if where he lives, he's got a family, a whole new family with a woman and children. The fact that his friends have license to disrespect her mean that there's a lot that they know is going on that she is not aware of. And so she's become a joke. She's become a joke. It's never going to change. And the worst thing is, it was like this even before they got married. So if I was her, I also don't understand why she's so forthcoming about what she's doing with her money, her business ideas. Take that money, girl, and do what you got to do for yourself, so that when you're ready to go, you can leave. She can play the game. If that's what she wants, she's staying there. She can play the game that he's playing. So the business idea that she has, the things that she wants to do, she must shut her mouth and do those things. She must keep quiet and do those things, so that when it's time to leave, whether it's her decision or his decision, she's not left out in the cold. Because it's clear to me that at some point this will end. And when it ends, she and her daughter are going to be out in the cold. Because he obviously does not value the female currency. He doesn't. And it's not going to change. So she's got ideas. She's got a brain. She comes across as a smart woman. Do the things that you want to do. This guy comes once a year. He doesn't even come and stay with you. So essentially, you're living two different lives. He doesn't know what you're doing the same way you don't know what he's doing. I would advise this woman to literally be there for her friend. You know, I have a friend who got divorced, and she said something so powerful to me one day. She said, Sabi, I got over my husband while still married to him. And when it was time to divorce, I was set free. He was the one who was shocked and panicked. Yeah. You know? And was like, oh my God, are we getting divorced? She was like, it was so bad, but she had to make sure that she would be okay when it was time to leave. And so I just feel like, be selfish, do what is right for you and your children, and make a decision. I'm sure you're still young. You can still live a happy life. You can, even if you're going to start from scratch, it's okay. But focus more on yourself and not on this man.
Well said. Well said. Gail?
You see, when I always hear people say that you see the red flags, you ignore it. And then you're thinking that marriage is some like magic wand. You know, when they wave it, then everything is perfect. Why do you do that? You're supposed to marry someone based on I always say dating is about gathering information. And based on that, that's what you now stand on to make things official. But if you say you've seen them and you still went ahead, then you knew that you were setting your own self up.
Or maybe she didn't.
Yeah.
She was a lot of people go into relationships thinking they can change the situation.
When
or
you've
the
seen
person.
it, you've seen it.
Some even get pregnant for men because they think that the pregnancy
will lock them down.
Will lock them down, put a ring on the finger.
How can you think you can control somebody else's, decisions? And you can't do that. People can even say something and then they can change their mind. So you should protect yourself first. And I like what Sabi said about being selfish. Sometimes you have to be selfish to a point because your own happiness depends on you, not the other person. That's why I always say you have to be complete before you get involved with somebody else. And I'm looking at this thing like, for maybe when he got married to her, he must have paid some high bride price or something. Who knows? Because you hear people say that I paid your bride price, so I own you. You don't get to tell me what to do. So and they stand on that submissive thing and say that I tell you what to do. So when you speak back or you try maybe protest, it's like you're not being submissive and you don't have respect. So some people just don't understand that phrase and use that to just control a woman to the point that she loses herself. And so like if you knew who you were, I don't think this will happen. And this is what happens when you don't know who you are and you're just there to please people. I used to be like that. I used to date this guy. And at that time, we didn't even have mobile phones and stuff. I don't know if I've said it before. It's that ring.
The ringer.
And they even had one. I didn't even have a phone. I was from a very, poor background. I won't say poor, but like Charlie, I wasn't. If you
You're
didn't
not
have
privileged.
that, thank you. If you didn't have that phone, then you were not. This guy will tell me that if I'm coming to his place, I should call him, knowing I didn't have a phone.
Wow.
And I was so committed to the relationship and not myself and what I was getting out of it. Just the fact that he asked me out, I'm glad someone asked me out. I was so naive, believing that anything they tell you is what they mean.
Right.
So I knew this is the person I was going to get married to, and this is what it's supposed to be like. And I would just run around and find maybe if I'm lucky to get a comm center or maybe a phone card to call before I go to him. And then he would tell me when you're coming, use this direction. Maybe I had a shorter route. He would say use the longer route because he knew he'd be doing something which is closer to my end of. Because I was in the same area with me. The day that I decided to use, I caught him with somebody. The day I went to his house without calling, I called him with somebody. So we've all been there before where we are so committed to the love thing. We forget that you're supposed to put yourself first. You see? So when you find yourself in this situation, a person says, walk this way, you walk this way, laugh this way, you laugh this way, then you end up not knowing yourself. And then the person who changed you now hates what he's created. And so now I'm sure he doesn't even find it attractive, like Sabi said. He doesn't like what he's seeing.
Right.
But he just wants to be on top because I'm the guy, I pay the bride price, I tell you what to do. And now, I feel he's a very typical African man because now he's extending it to the daughter, you see. And now the son...
Pulling the son in.
The son is not even, being the girl has noticed the father doesn't like. He said the father hates her, and then the mother is also disrespected. So these are the type of people who feel like the man. I'm sorry to say that I'm not attacking anybody, but I'm a woman, so I know this is a very sore subject for me because we feel like you said about being a man's world. You say it's a man's world, but you want a woman to do everything for you to feel like a man. She has to cook for you. You put your tummy, whatever you put in your tummy, in the hands of a woman. So how can you now disrespect her? She cooks for you, she takes care of your babies, she cleans and everything, and then you still say you're the guy when she's doing most of the work. I mean that's sad. You see? So if now your home is a very toxic place, is he even thinking? Because now your wife is depressed, your daughter is depressed, you understand? And because, you don't live in the same setting with them, so you don't care. For all you know, us is out there, he may, like she said, he may have developed or built another family where, so he's enjoying,
the best of both worlds.
Yes, so he can't really know what he's putting them through, you see. And it's so sad when I hear these things because people are so focused on the wedding and the ring. And then you lose yourself just because you fell for somebody or you just want to be connected to somebody. Like you need somebody to
validate
your own
you
self.
as a person.
But being single is not a crime as well.
It's not.
Sometimes being single is actually better than getting divorced.
Yes.
That's what people are afraid of. So you realize that when somebody is single, it's easier for them to keep staying single.
Yeah.
But when they get married,
get out.
To think that after 2 years they are out, they feel like a complete failure because, you know, when you're marrying, the way you're excited, there are people who actually probably in your bridal party, but they're like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so when the divorce happens, they are the excited ones, you understand?
Okay.
So maybe there's that fear of, yes, things were not happening, you saw, you went inside, and now you're coming out.
So I think of what society will think.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, the choice is about, you have this crappy relationship, you are miserable, losing yourself, and on this other hand is you on your own with your kids and getting your sanity back and everything else. What will you choose? It should be easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy though.
I'm saying
because
it
you're
should
blinded
be.
at that point, but it should be, yeah.
It should be. So
ideally it's easy, but realistically, love switches off that common sense button.
She's talking about depression. Did she say that?
No.
I think she said she's getting depressed. Yes.
No, she didn't.
I don't.
But I'm depressed listening to the story anyway. So even if you're not depressed, I'm depressed listening to you. So you should get out.
Okay.
She should get out. You know.
So this is just my really quick analogy of everything. I mean, I don't even think he likes his son, as she's observed, and maybe her and her daughter less. Because when you really love someone, you want to make sure that beyond the time that you're alive and you're well and you're able to cater for them, they'll be able to cater for themselves when you're gone. Like this guy is behaving like he's going to be living forever, you know? If the mother of your children isn't well established financially, emotionally, you know, how do you expect her to take care of your kids? And these are the people who are going to be carrying your so-called legacy, you know, and I don't know, but there's something really off about this guy in particular. I think, because it's this person's friend who's actually written the show, I think you need to sit your friend down and just let them know that this is not a place she wants to be.
It's not healthy.
The guy does not respect her. He doesn't appreciate what she does for him. He doesn't even love her. So why is he there? You come, you're not in Ghana. You come for, say, a month, a couple of weeks, and you actually have more time for your friends than your wife. What's that about? Do you even miss her? Does she matter to you? And yes, like one of you ladies said, I won't be surprised if there's another family somewhere in the States or whichever country he's in. You know, it's so obvious. So, tell your friend that she needs to look sharp. You know, shine your eye, as we'll say it in Ghana. Thank you so much for watching Sister Sister on your favorite City TV. Now, don't forget, if you want some more exciting content, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. We call it the City Tube. And don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications for fresh updates.
Sister Sister, every Friday at 9 p.m. only on City TV.